I spent 17 years in computer software, and I've now spent more than 17 years as a professional motorcyclist. You're very much in your environment. The sights, the sounds, the smell, everything's very real and very in your face when you're on a motorcycle.
I've done the corporate thing, back-to-back meetings, long hours, commuting, and I've ridden bikes around the world. I know which one I prefer.
I met Denise on a plane. We were both coming back from overseas.
30,000 feet.
30,000 feet above Australia.
I'd never ridden a bike. I was hooked. I loved it. That was 8 years ago. Today I've ridden across dozens of countries, maybe hundreds of thousands of kilometres. We're professional motorcycle tour guides.
We get to ride motorcycles all around the world and take like-minded people with us to enjoy the sights.
There's no question there is an element of danger in what we do. You never know what's around that next corner.
Well, there's no better way to see this planet than on two wheels.
In this, the first episode of our series, Mike and Denise will be riding into the Himalaya, to the roof of the world. And to make it more interesting, to get there they'll be riding on what's been described as one of the world's most dangerous roads, the Rotang La. Over the next few days, they ride through the interior of Morocco, through some spectacular gorges, canyons and valleys.
Today is an exquisite day. It is my favourite day in the tour for scenery. You thought the gorge yesterday was good. Today is the jewel in the crown of gorges. The jewel in the crown of gorges.
I think a lot of people here probably got their licence 30 years ago before stringent testing comes in. These days, if you go for your motorcycle... But I sometimes have to remind people that we're on motorbikes, riding through unfamiliar terrain, and the potential of a mishap is always there. As we head off, I deliberately set an easy pace. The scenery is spectacular and the roads are just perfect. But I have an uneasy feeling.
There's going to be a bunch of bikes out there. They don't come riding, they come racing. They come scraping the pegs. Who's going to, scrape more peg? So be careful.
About 40,000 years ago, this region was covered by a giant salt lake, which at some point dried out, leaving behind this 10,000 square kilometre salt pan. It's estimated there's over 10 billion tonnes of salt here.
I think it's flooded with water.
Looks like the mechanics are going to be busy again this morning. Over the past 20 years or so, this region, formerly known as Yugoslavia, has been broken up into several countries. So like the rest of Europe, it's not uncommon to pass through many countries in a short period of time. Within hours, they're leaving Slovenia and entering Croatia.
It's hot here in Croatia.
right here on this bridge, round about where the workman is now with the orange jacket. 3 of our bikes were parked. They were stationary because there'd been a bit of a traffic jam here. They were just about to move off again when from this direction a bus came down the hill, pretty much like this truck at the moment, only he was totally out of control. His brakes had faded and the bus careened on 2 wheels around this corner.